Hello everyone, and welcome to the Harry Potter extravaganza that is Colleen's bedroom. This has been one of the most requested videos on my channel to show,
even though we're a doll channel,
Colleen's Harry Potter stuff. This stuff is really important to Colleen. This is like her version of Bratz. Like, if you guys watch my channel, then you know how much Bratz mean to me and that they were a special thing between me and my dad. Well, Harry Potter was that for Colleen with our dad. Additional doll collection where we like itemize everything, and
it's gonna be more like her first Disney collection where I briefly go over each shelf and point out a few favorites. Let me just start off about Harry Potter in general, like as quickly as I possibly can. So in 8th grade, I had to do a book report, and it's kind of a funny story because my grandmother bought me my first copy of The Sorcerer's Stone when I was in 8th grade, and I didn't read it because I'm like, ugh, this is way too trendy and popular for me. I am like too above reading this and getting into it. But I was also lazy, and when it was read the Harry Potter book that was on the accelerated reader list, was it called? Or go with mom to the library, which should keep me there for at least an hour. I chose to read the Harry Potter book, and I'll tell you, before the end of the first chapter, I was in love. And I read the first 2 books the spring half of that school year. Then my mom passed away that summer. So Harry Potter went on the back burner until Christmas when Dad got me the 4-book set.
as far as the merchandise, Dad and I kind of started.
Yeah, Dad and Shelly started me on the merchandise. I got a figurine for Christmas when I was in 10th grade, so a year after he got me the book set. Oh, and I had a couple of dolls back in 9th grade, Magical Talking Hermione. I got into the merchandise closer to 9th and 10th grade. By the time I was in college, it exploded and literally became my whole life. I've been collecting calendars. I have a lot of calendars. Since 2005, with my Azkaban calendar that's right over there. Any calendar you see that's older than 05, it's because I found it later at the flea market.
That book.
Oh, and my friend Nancy got me this calendar book for Christmas this year. The tradition I was going to let die with my dad, except for like the Rogue used one. Like, I stopped buying them new. But Nancy got me one for Christmas this year, so which was really nice. Yeah, this one I got years ago. I've had it forever, and then this one was actually one of my very first pieces.
And a lot of this stuff is secondhand, and a lot of it was also bought brand new, so it's a pretty good mix.
Yeah, these were both from flea markets. It's a store display.
Yeah, some kind of display
DVDs
thing.
Or something.
Yeah.
It's a store display, but I don't know from what. This is Daniel. I got him at the Toy Vault years ago. Dad bought him for me, and I really like him.
That's I think it's a local chain where it's like novelty things that they have in
there's
certain
a couple
malls.
of them. I don't know how many like there are in the country or the state, but my giant plush Dumbledore, Hagrid, and Norbert. Hagrid and Norbert are made by Gund, like my dolls. Our dad's best friend Jimmy got me that for Christmas in 2012. So our first Christmas without Dad. But actually, one of my favorite pieces, I have 2 Harry Potter lamps just on this nightstand. This here is actually one of my earliest pieces. I'll never forget the day I got it. And when you plug it in, this snitch actually, like, it can levitate. And I love this lamp.
And you have a picture frame that's glasses.
I had the picture of me and Pepe over here. At some point, when I find it, it disappeared in my desk.
And then this big unit Dad bought Colleen for her birthday, right?
Yeah, you were with him when he bought it, right?
Yeah,
this is for my 20th birthday.
At a second-hand place, and Dad picked it out, but it was used, so you can see it's got like nicks and stuff in it. I recently repainted it. It used to be black. Dad broke a lot of the glass trying to move it because he didn't.
Yeah, like we heard it break in the truck on the... I just want to point out the irony that Dad bought me this for my Harry Potter toys for my 20th birthday, and he bought Shelly the dollhouse in there.
That's right there, the blue thing.
For her 20th birthday, which I think is really sweet. This side here is actually packing taped together. That was another bit of damage. Yeah. These are like Polly Pocket figurines, except these ones and those are actually from board games. There was this guy that used to set up at an indoor flea market, and he was really nice to me and went out of his way to find Harry Potter stuff for me. And he passed away not long after Dad, actually, which I was really sad about because he was just such a nice guy.
He used to sell me my Batman stuff too.
Oh yeah, he sold her Batman toys when she was a little kid. He actually gave me a couple of these little figurines for free one time. Yeah, I really like these, and I want more like that. This is my Hermione diorama also from the Toy Vault. These cost, I think, what, like $40 or $50 originally? But Dad got mine for $15 because she has some small bit of damage.
Yeah, you can see the paint chipped up there.
Yeah, they got her marked down. Her and the snow globe, which I got for Christmas.
I think that came from FYE.
Yeah, it was either FYE or the Toy Vault. We went, for 1 year for Christmas, we went to the mall. Dad took us to the mall to spend our Christmas money. That was Christmas 2007, because it was my second year of college. And this was from that year. This I got secondhand, I don't even remember where. And for Christmas 2006, Dad picked me and Shelly each out some surprise stuff and put it under a little tiny tree on our dining room table.
That was the last time we had a tree until a few years ago.
I found this guy in our truck when Dad came to pick me up from college. He was like, I saw Harry on the dash and he was yelling at me because I'd gone to get a picture that we'd used for a project out of a girl's dorm. And he didn't know where I was because I wasn't answering my cell phone. He was flipping out at me, and all the while I was thinking, when he's done ranting at me for disappearing on him, I want to see what's in that box. So I remember Harry really well. These are my figurines by NECA. I have this shelf and that shelf of them.
I'll show you in a second.
They're not structurally as sound as the older ones by Mattel. They're, like, in my opinion, cheaper quality and they fall apart. We took all their wands away because A, they break, and B, I don't want to lose them, so they're in a tackle box. A few pieces I really like. This Death Eater dummy, you had to buy several figurines to get put together. Like, different parts of them came with different ones. I really like Lucius. I feel like he's very deluxe. This diorama back here that came with
Voldy and Harry, right?
Harry and one of the two Voldemorts. So I got that at the Toy Vault too. Most of these I did.
We got some of them at Hot Topic too.
Yep, they had them. These were really big for a while. And then down here I have Bertie Bott's Ever Flavored Beanbag. Those were gross. These really cool. I have a couple of them. I think he was my first. Collapse them. This was the top of the glue bottle in that art set that we recently opened and threw out most of. Dad got me these for Christmas 2007 at the mall too. Of the NECA figurines, some of my first ones were actually Sirius, Ron, and Hagrid. And when I first got this cabinet, they were actually in the center somewhere behind that glass. Back before we repainted and stuff, these were actually on the shelf above my desk. All the NECA figurines were, but they're not well made, so I decided they're better off behind the glass.
They don't stand well either.
Dumbledore, this Dumbledore here is my favorite. But one of my most vivid memories is actually this set here with the other Dumbledore, Harry, and Fox. So I had some money from the farmer that we actually still help out. I saved up to buy Lord Voldemort, the Gentle Giant one, and when Dad took me to buy him, he pointed that set out. I said, oh, I really like it, but I don't have enough money. He's like, oh, how much did you bring? Just enough for the Dark Lord. So I just thought that was a really funny story, but I really like them because they're based on the Chamber of Secrets, and I love the Fox. Snape is one of my favorites just because I love anything Snape. And then this night bus I got, I want to say when I was in 10th grade. Yes, definitely from Toys R Us. It came with, I believe, this Harry. None of the figurines were still available anymore, and I had been snobby and had waited to the last minute to buy them because I wanted the ones from the Sorcerer's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets. It's like a toy collector's folly. You want what's older and you think, oh, I'll wait and not bother to buy it because it's not as good as what they don't make anymore. And then I missed out on those, and I actually paid a fortune for one set of these little guys at the Toy Vault. That got me this train, that car with the two tiny guys that go with it, and that little night bus for Christmas in 2008. The last really good Christmas we had before he got sick. Oh, and those guys there, they're all from flea markets except Ginny, actually.
Yep, sorry it's dark. I had to pull the shade down behind the figures so you could see them.
So the ones up top are by Inesco. Most of them were actually ravaged in 2012 when the shelf collapsed.
Yeah, so what happened?
I had hardcover books up here and they weighted us down.
These had plastic pins before holding the shelves that are adjustable, and I came in her room after we visited Dad at the hospital, and I saw a carnage on the floor, and I thought it had something to do with the cats because there were like heads, and then
But they were actually innocent.
And I saw this shelf teetering with a bunch of these busts like hanging by a thread that somehow only a few things got smashed.
The irony is that of the Gentle Giant busts, only the bad guys, Bella, Voldy, and the Death Eater, and thankfully not my Dementor because he's really special, only they got injured of the Gentle Giant figures.
So.
These guys though, they hit it the worst. Most of their heads are glued back on. My first was actually a Dumbledore, and my second was, I believe, this Ron. This guy here is one of my very favorites. His snow globe that went around this broke in that horrible tragedy.
Waterball.
Yes, he's Waterball Ron. I got Waterball Hermione that year for my birthday, and somehow she's still not injured. Another piece that I'm particularly fond of up here is we found Voldemort's finger in it about a month after the incident. Dad felt really, really bad when he was
Alive
in the hospital and heard about how half my figurines were busted. I'm going to talk about the Gentle Giant ones as a set. He got me Hermione, Ron, and this Dementor for Christmas 2006.
Yeah, me and Dad picked him out.
He was going to get me Snape, but because he cost about the same as all three of them, but he decided no, I'll get him more
Snape
for the
was
price.
like $200.
Snape was really expensive. Yeah, she's my favorite because she was the one I opened first. I'm most attached to her. Dad was going to take me back to actually pick out Snape with him, but Snape had sold, so he bought me Nearly Headless Nick instead. Even though it was like over a month before my birthday, he actually took me there for New Year's Day to do it.
Snapes, I think.
Yeah, that's why. We went there on New Year's Day and Snape was gone, so he bought me Nick instead. And I love how he's transparent. And then the next year for Christmas, he got me Malfoy, Hagrid, Cho, and Moody, all at the Toy Vault. And then I also picked out Harry at FYE. I really like Harry's eyes. I feel like, in general, except Moody, I feel like those aren't as well made as some of the others. But I really like them. I randomly acquired Voldy. I already told you a story about how I bought him. And about his finger. So he's very special. I very much love
Yeah,
Voldy.
I actually found his one missing finger, this one. When I was redoing her shelves and I was packing them up, I found it on the troll. It actually rolled off the troll. So he's my favorite because I had to spend a lot of time gluing him. And we had a joke that his best finger was missing.
Oh yeah, because the one that we found on the snow globe back in 2012 was his middle finger.
That was his middle.
So you know, if you're some Dark Lord, can't even flip anyone off. Bellatrix also was injured, and she was also one I bought separately. I'm very wowed by her. She's one of my favorite pieces, just like aesthetically. She's really finely crafted. And Nymphadora I also picked out separately. And I like her because she had the good taste and sense to marry Remus, who I've always had a crush on. So, Remus, the Death Eater, and Dobby were also from Christmas 2008, which I'll be talking about more in a bit.
We ordered them from the website.
Yes, Dad and Shelly picked them out for me. He knew how much I loved Dobby. And my greatest sorrow is that I'm really mad at the filmmakers for not bringing Dobby back when he was supposed to come back instead of waiting until the very last movie, The Deathly Hallows, because Dad loved the elves in the second one, and I know it would just killed him to have them back in Goblet of Fire. By the time the last one came out, he was sick.
There was actually a movie prop someone was selling. It was a wax Dobby that was about this big, and the guy wanted like $200 for it at the flea market, and Dad didn't have the money. And I remember he always said that was his greatest regret that he didn't buy you that.
These big guys here, I believe I got from the same flea market as some of my stuff, but from another seller. I really like them.
The troll has some damage.
Yeah, the troll was damaged. Hagrid luckily wasn't. I've always really liked Hagrid better because I love like the food and stuff around him. I think he's the bomb. These are made by Apartment 56. And they like have like charms inside them. See, like this one has the broom. Hagrid, one of the two Hagrids was my first. Probably him because he doesn't have the charm. This clock Dad got me at the mall. I believe brand new, but I could be wrong. So these are those. Oh, and this guy I've actually had about as long as my lamp. I actually got it from the same seller and everything.
Oh, heads up. I mentioned this when I showed this shelf in Dolly Diaries, but there's no more backing to this shelf because it fell off and it was in bad shape. These are okay in front of the window because they're ceramic. We did research. Ceramic stuff is okay. It doesn't fade like plastic stuff does, and we also do have a shade back here to pull down. If we got concerned, that's what I have pulled down so you can see them now. Don't keep plastic stuff in front of a window. Ceramic stuff is okay because they use ceramic stuff outside for lawn ornaments.
Fluffy, the guy that I bought a lot of my stuff from, he picked them out special and thought he was really cool. This train, Dad got me boxed, I think from the same flea market, but from somebody else. These are my figurines, so I have two shelves. These are the old school ones by Mattel from the first two movies. So my first one was actually him. Dad got him for me for Christmas 2003. And then about a month later, he got me Lockhart and Riddle for my birthday. The three, I think I might actually favor Riddle the most. I don't know why. But I actually used to keep them on my bureau when it was just three of them and like put them in weird poses just for fun. The Centaur was one of my first. Flitwick and Lockhart over here were among the first that I got at the Toy Vault, along with this thing, the Knight. When I first discovered that they had the Toy Vault and then they carried these, who I got for my birthday on eBay. He was actually in a 2-pack with, I believe, one of these Quidditch Harrys, which is why I have two. My first Quidditch Harry is actually, this is a funny story. Dad and I had an argument in the car on the way to the toy store. We got him at KB Toys. And he said that since he felt bad about the argument that he bought me Harry. Dumbledore is a huge highlight because Dad bought me him for some insane price, like $100 at the Toy Vault. I would never ask anyone to spend $100 on a figurine now. I'm much more sensible. Something interesting is actually that I believe they're all like this and it's not just mine. His other arm is backwards. It's almost like he has two right arms. These have a special place in my heart because these are what got me into figurines. Oh, Hagrid I believe I got from the really nice seller that sold me a lot of my stuff, but he was still in a box. I've had this spider a really long time. I think I got him at KB Toys when they were going out of business. I just love these. These are probably some of my very favorite pieces sentimentally.
The Dalmatians are just here to
This is a really cool game. I really like Dalmatians, by the way.
Okay.
This is like a really cool game. It's got like Harry and like figurines, and I can actually put these guys in my castle later. I got this from the same flea market as a lot of my stuff, but from the guy that I bought the troll from. These two cups go together, and they were some of my earlier pieces, whereas I got this one later. Just ignore the Lord of the Rings goblets, pretend they're not here.
Those are the Burger King ones.
Yeah. So this is my first Harry Potter doll by Gund. I got him in a box too. I just opened him long ago.
You opened him recently.
This guy I just opened, but I got him loose in a bag of figurines, I think, from the guy I bought most of my stuff from. We actually found him at a huge outdoor flea market with Dad. Pretend this isn't an Atlantis Milo shirt. I really like him.
You got Hermione at Target.
And then, yeah, Hermione's the one of these that I bought when they were actually out in stores, and I just really like her.
We used to fight over her hoodie all the time.
Yeah, we used to love her hoodie.
You have a second one of these levitating shops.
Yes, I do. I have two. One has more pieces than the other. The other's just downstairs. The Dementor I got first from the guy I got my troll from. I really like him. I actually want to say I might have gotten him at the Toy Vault or at another store. I'm not really sure. Oh, that's right. I got these guys at the store. So I actually got them earlier than him. I'm sorry. He was a later acquisition. My bad. He is from like the same year and stuff, but from a different series. It took me forever to research him online because I got him secondhand. My first was Remus. How could I forget? This is my boyfriend. He actually turns into a man. I have a huge crush on Lupin in the book. Like, I've liked Lupin since I was like 15, 16. Yeah. These here used to be over there, but I put them over here.
Yeah, they're little plaques.
And then this clock Dad got me for Christmas 2007 at the mall. I got so much that year, it's ridiculous. I actually passed up the opportunity to get a better one from the flea market Shelly got her dollhouse at, and I really wish I hadn't because mine has been missing his glasses and the shade is all tattered, but I love him and wouldn't trade him from the world. He's my man. I found him, I believe I got him from the guy I got most of my stuff from, and I'm just very attached to this figurine. I actually bought these. This guy named Joe sells movie art at flea markets and out of his home, and I bought many of these. I have a whole portfolio more with my Harry Potter books. These are just the ones that are usually on the wall. I'll talk about them briefly. So Dumbledore was my first, and I just love Dumbledore. And then Hagrid was one of my earlier ones, and I really like him. Favorite might actually be Remus Lupin, my boyfriend.
That's an original.
Yes. So Joe, the artist that painted these, he actually sent me Remus in the mail because I kept asking him, oh, can you bring in Lupin? Can you bring in Lupin? And that's not actually a print. That's his original copy. He mailed it to me with a letter and everything. So Lupin's probably my favorite because he was a gift and, well, I've always had a crush on Lupin. The Dementor is Shelly's favorite because Joe actually did the Dementor kind of out of his imagination. That wasn't like based on a picture. This is my favorite Harry, but I actually have 3 Harrys. The other 2 are just put away. I love the way he did the background on him. And then Filter just loved the like dark coloring, so I had to keep him out. and obviously McGonagall. I just really like these. Yeah, I have a comforter in storage. It's broken.
You can see it in a lot of my first videos on my channel, but it died.
It looks like someone made it. That one looks homemade. These are really awesome. And then this case Dad actually got me at the mall for Christmas 2007. My friend Lisa made the throw it. So, of my lunchboxes, I think I got the Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire ones at the Newbury Comic Store. Banks are really cool. I forget why I have two of the same. They're actually my favorite things to talk about right here. I won't talk about them too much because I already talked about them in our Dolls from Entertainment video. My first was actually one of the magical talking dolls. My other favorites are him because Dad got me him as a surprise. I tell the story in another video and I don't want to tell it now because I'll cry. But he bought him for me as a surprise when we were out shopping at KB and hid him until my birthday. He got me him and her also for the same birthday, but I picked him out myself. And he surprised me with her one day when I was stuck here doing homework and I went shopping. I have a couple duplicates, as you see. I actually had one of the Magical Talking Hermione's and her boxed for a very long time, but I'm like, freed the dolls. The car's one of my favorite pieces. I really like it. Harry and the Fat Lady. He was marketed with those, like in the same line as those Prisoner of Azkaban dolls. Oh, and I actually have more art in here on this side of the door. This actually isn't one of Joe's, but it looks like his. So all the Harry Potter books have moved up to the top shelf of my private library. The better ones, like the first editions and the limited editions, are all over on that side with my sorting hat bookends. And my other copies are over there. These guys here are really awesome. I actually got this one. The guy that sold me my pictures above the bed actually found this one. And then I've seen several of these. These are really common. I just think they're cool. They're supposed to lock together, but mine don't. I don't know. So this is my favorite piece in the room. And I might cry. So for 2008, Dad told me that he was going to get me Harry Potter art. He thought I was going to go for like something from the movie, but I've always been more into the books. So, by like, not even.
You don't like the movies?
Yeah. Had gotten my limited edition copy of the Deathly Hallows when she got her first MP3 player as a reward for helping him clean out Mame's apartment, and I just loved the cover. So I said to him, you know, this is what I want, this cover. So this guy he knew actually painted this to look like the limited edition Deathly Hallows cover. And I actually have a bag that matches now.
I painted the screws on these to match the painting, so if you're wondering how this was mounted, this is a big piece of wood. And that's from Barnes & Noble's, yeah?
Yep, and I got it with a gift certificate and it has another side.
She has this broom over here.
Yeah, the other day I was riding around Quidditch.
And then there's a Harry hanging from light. Dad put that there.
Actually both packaged until recently, but now I actually unboxed and wear them.
These are Collings blankies.
Scarves I got all at a flea market, but these I suspect someone actually made. I think these are actually handmade Gryffindor scarves, whereas this one is definitely factory. I think I got them all from the guy I got most of my stuff from. This bag is a giant snitch.
And then these are your surviving t-shirts. You had more,
yes,
but
I had a million t-shirts, but most of them didn't actually fit. The two Slytherin ones, why are they Slytherin? Because that's all that Hot Topic and FYE, I think these were actually both from FYE, had on sale still. Like, you know, when everything else was gone. Dad picked me this one out at Hot Topic for Christmas one year. It was way too big on me at the time, and I joked that it looks like he bought it for himself. And the Half-Blood Prince one, he actually ordered for me one of the last years he was alive. He picked it out special because he wanted to have a lot of characters on it. My Gryffindor hoodie I actually wear a lot.
So this is some of the stationery Colleen keeps in her desk. And then you have your time turner that you're wearing from FYE.
I love this thing. Dad told me not to wear this in public because he thought I was going to, and I kind of want to wear it just, you know. So my first two stationery sets were actually this one and this one. But I actually had one of these that I actually wrote in somewhere on my desk somewhere. I wanted to keep one as is just because it brings back good memories. I have a weakness for calendars, so I have one from 2005 which I got used and has a really nice cover. And this one I think I got brand new. And then this one I talked Shelly into letting me keep as is because it says Philosopher's Stone. I just love this book because of the artwork on it. And then more cards. And then my friend Cindy from work drew me this year. I really like him. These are all the drawings that Joe did that I either bought from him or that he gave to me at one point. Like, that's Fleur Delacour, and then, I'm not going to show all of them, but a few highlights. Susan Bones, had her a while, because I've always liked the Harry better. But I actually just took Ron and Hermione down from the wall to put up the newer ones because I like coloring on them better. And then, I really like Bella. I'm actually thinking about putting her on the wall in place of Lockhart, just to change it up. I've always really liked Lucius Malfoy. He was once on my wall. Crabbe and Goyle, obviously. And then these three characters were actually on my wall at some point. But this is the Entertainment magazine from when J.K. Rowling became Entertainment of the Year. And I have one more. Oh, it's right here. This magazine has an article by Stephen King in it that I really liked reading the first time, so I hung on to it.
These are some magnets Colleen has in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think these ones actually came with a school set. Just golden snitches.
And then we also have this calendar thing that we used for our schedule. And
notepad.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like this.
This is all still packaged in my closet.
Oh, and Colleen's backpack she takes to work.
And Harry Potter and my snitch keychain.
Oh, and you have a Hobbit bag for groceries. Oh. And then this is in our dad's old room in the basement here. I bought this shelf recently yesterday with a gift card that I got for my birthday. So it's mostly for Colleen.
This is actually just a puzzle, but it's in a really weird box, which I like. I only have one levitating challenge in storage here. The other is just the parts to my other one that they can't all fit at the same time. This is the game those really cool figurines came out of, that were on some of my Polly Pocket type shelves. So the puzzles I actually really made a point of collecting. I have some by Universal Games that go with my Sorcerer's Stone game and my Quidditch game, and some that are made by Mattel. My very first puzzle was actually, this was my very first puzzle. This was also one of my earliest, but my favorite might be the one with Snape or possibly the one on the lake. I don't know. I have a lot of favorites. Diagon Alley. This is Halls of Hogwarts. This is pretty cool. Wizard Chess. This has really awesome pieces that you can see right through the box. And then when I bought this, Dad's like, see, now that's a game I can see buying, you know, because you can actually set it up and make it pretty. My favorite board games are either my Quidditch game, which has really awesome pieces, or my trivia game. So I have the Sorcerer's Stone trivia game, Chamber of Secrets trivia game, which is where more of those cool figurines are from, and this here down here is actually it's a Sorcerer's Stone trivia game, but it's the Prefects edition, which means it's the same, like, cards, but completely different pieces. It's very awesome. This is like a clue game, Mystery at Hogwarts. Sorcerer's Stone game is awesome, and I actually have all the pieces. Okay. And yeah, that's everything except my puzzles, which two of the Azkaban ones I actually bought in stores.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. I don't have pictures of this stuff on my Flickr for the most part, unless it's like the actual like dolls. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this stuff, and I'm sure you'll see more of it in the background of the videos. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed Colleen doing a collection video. People have asked me for her to do one. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos, and until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.